Okay, I think this is the last section in chapter 3, special matrices. Okay, yeah, we defined a diagonal matrix already. Yeah, the matrix whose off-diagonal entries are all 0. We can write this one as just diagonal of A11, A2 to AN with the only diagonal entries, because all the off-diagonal entries are 0. So you can write this matrix in this way. Identity matrix, yeah, you know it. Yeah. And the scalar matrix is a scalar multiple on identity matrix, like this. This is identity matrix, and this is a scalar matrix. If then matrix can be written as a scalar multiple of identity matrix. Okay, so this is a diagonal matrix, and this is a diagonal matrix. This is identity matrix, and this is a scalar matrix. Okay. The scalar matrix also is a diagonal matrix, and identity matrix is also a special case of a diagonal matrix. We can generate, you can generate a diagonal matrix and of this and this. I think I can show you. So diagonal matrix can be here by clicking it. Yeah. This diagonal matrix G and diagonal matrix H, or diagonal matrix of size 9 also can be made in this way. Only just define diagonal matrix of this. So this notation has some meanings. If you can add some more, then you can have other. You can generate the diagonal matrix easily. Okay. And also, when you multiply a diagonal matrix on left on a matrix A, then you will see. If you multiply this diagonal matrix 1, minus 3, 2, which means multiply 1 on the first row on A, and multiply minus 3 on the second row, and multiply 2 on the third row, like this. So when multiplying a diagonal matrix on the left is just a scalar multiple of each corresponding rows. The inverse of a diagonal matrix is like this. Just the reciprocals of di's coming up on as a diagonal entries. And power, just the power of on the main diagonal entries. Negative power, same thing. Negative powers on the main diagonal entries only. So the computation on diagonal matrix is as easy like doing the computation on real numbers. So suppose you have a diagonal matrix, then inverse, fifth power, okay, it can be easily found. Even a bigger one, even 39th power or 25th power, or whatever is a 250. So whatever is, you can easily find the computations, and also as you see, it's no time consuming. Doesn't take any time. A square matrix A, if satisfies A transpose A, then we call it is a symmetric matrix. If A transpose is equal to minus A, then we call it a skew symmetric matrix. skew. skew는 뭐냐면 약간 비스듬한 뭐 반쯤 뭐 이런 뜻이에요. 그러니까 A 트랜스포즈가 A는 아니지만 마이너스 A, 약간 부호만 다른 대칭이다. skew symmetric. The following matrix A and AI are symmetric matrix, and B is just skew symmetric, like here. This B, A is symmetric, like you see. B is what? It's also, this is skew symmetric, and A is identity matrix. Okay. Because B transpose is minus B. Okay, so if you ask whether A is equal to A transpose, then it says true. If you say B is equal to minus B, then it says it's true, which means B is skew symmetric and A is symmetric. This is important because every matrix can be written as this. Because A plus A transpose is also a symmetric matrix because A transpose of A plus A transpose is itself. Okay. And A minus A transpose is a skew symmetric matrix because transpose of A minus A transpose is minus times A minus A transpose. So skew symmetric. Important thing is every matrix A can be written as this and this, because this A transpose can be cancelled, so A is equal to just A. So the matrix can be written in this way, but this matrix, this is just symmetric matrix, and this is just skew-symmetric matrix. So a matrix A can be written as a sum of symmetric matrix and skew-symmetric matrix from A. This is a very important fact. So studying matrix is same as studying on the symmetric part of the given matrix and the skew-symmetric part of the matrix. Then combination of those knowledge will give answer on the matrix A. Next, some special matrices example. Example of some special matrix include the upper triangular matrix like this, and lower part are all 0. Then we call this upper triangular matrix. Lower triangular matrix if upper part are all 0. Super diagonals are all 0, then we call it the lower diagonal. Sub-diagonals are all 0, then we call it the upper triangular matrix. Property of triangular matrices is if A, B are lower triangular matrices, then product is also a lower triangular matrix. If A triangular matrix is invertible, then A inverse is also a triangular matrix. If AI is equal to 0, 1 for all I, then the main diagonal of A inverse is all 1s as well. These are the very useful facts that you will use when you learn LU decomposition. And with those knowledge, if let A is a square matrix, let A be a square matrix, if there exists a positive integer k such that A to the k is equal to 0 matrix, then we call it the nilpotent. Then A minus I minus A is invertible, and inverse matrix of it is like this. Why? If A to the k's power is equal to 0 for some k, then I minus is always invertible. How you can show it? A certain matrix is invertible. What you have to show? Just find the matrix B. But when you multiply these two matrices, is an identity matrix. So in order to show this matrix invertible, find another matrix. When you multiply these two, it's going to be an identity matrix. So this inverse of A minus B is this, and inverse of this matrix is this. So I minus A is an invertible matrix. Okay? So this is very interesting things. 그러니까 여기서 중요한 건 뭐냐면 지금 매트릭스의 파워를 생각하잖아요. 이 매트릭스의 이게 폴리노미알이잖아. 이게 말하자면 다 항식이죠. 여러분들이 그동안 뭐 푸리의 테일러 급수든지 뭐 맥러린 급수든지 하면 미적분학에서 이 급수도 그러니까 여러분들이 앞에서 미적분학을 배우면서 급수에 대해서 배웠었죠. 이게 지금 매트릭스 급수잖아. 파워 시리즈잖아. 파워 시리즈 매트릭스. 그러니까 그런데 그런 것들도 지금 역행렬 개념을 이용해서 다룰 수 있게 된 거죠. 왜냐하면 굉장히 복잡해지는 거지만 어떻게 생각하면 굉장히 단순한 걸 곱해서 아이덴티티 일같이 단순한 숫자로 바뀌어지잖아요. Now you're going to learn this matrix functions only. So this also has a lot of applications later. Okay, I think that's the end of chapter 3. Chapter 3, and we will have a quiz on first 3 chapters. I will explain some of the solutions for the exercise problem in chapter 3 now. First, this is a true-false problem. So I may ask you some of the true-false problem in midterm examination and quiz as well. Here, everything's the first 3 are false, and the following 2 D and E are true. And actually, here, for example, the D, a set of vectors in Rn that contains a 0 vector, it should be a linearly independent. Actually, we showed it. If VI's are linearly independent, then KV1, KV2, and KV3 are also linear independent. So for every non-zero scalar. If you, so you can easily show it, like the form a linear combination, and then you can easily show the coefficients are all 0 because these V's are linearly independent. 여기서 조금 더 이게 사실은 바꿔 쓰는 게 맞는 게 이게 순서가 이렇게 쓰는 게 맞는 거야. 이거 처음에 이걸 놓고 이걸 보이기 위해서 이걸 사용하는 건데 이건 내가 좀 고쳐야겠다. 오케이. 어쨌든 anyway, yeah, this is the way of showing it. 자, when we have ABC, then we can check the associativity without any difficulty. Yeah, there are some matrices that AB is equal to AC, but B is not same as C. These examples. If you have a matrix, then you can do the matrix polynomial. You can find the matrix polynomial. Okay, with computations. If you can check the inverse of A transpose is the same as the transpose of A inverse. It works always. Because if you multiply this matrix to A transpose, then it will be always identity matrix. Okay? So this is just checking it. This also shows the identity minus 2A is an invertible matrix whose inverse is this, because it can be easily checked like this. So if I ask you in the quiz that show I minus 2A is an invertible matrix, then you have to verify by finding the inverse of it. Find the 3 by 3 elementary matrix corresponding to each elementary operations. Then, yeah, from here 2 and 3 interchange. Then these 2 second row and third row rotated and multiply 2 on the second row. Is the corresponding elementary matrix. Add 2 times the first row and 2 the third row. And here, this is on the first row, you multiply 2 and add it to the third row, like this. So this is the way. I gave a full details of explanation on this. Okay. If you multiply minus 2 on the third row and add it to the first row, then this minus 2 should go to in here. Okay. Okay. This can be done in here. Yeah, so elementary thing can be found with this command. And do the elementary row operation. Use the Gaussian elimination. And to find the inverse matrix. For example, for A, if you have, for example here, and if you here this 2, here, for 4 by 4 matrix, you form a 4 by 8 matrix with the identity matrix augmented, then do the Gaussian elimination, and at the end, RREF of A is identity matrix, then this part must be the inverse of the given matrix A. If A is an elementary matrix and A is an 3 by 3 matrix, if we multiply this elementary matrix on the left, then what happened? You will see this. Okay, it's multiply 3 on the first row and add it to the third row. Yeah, we showed this set of solutions from a subspace. So all you have to do is show it is closed under the vector addition and it is closed under the scalar multiplication. So choose 2 vectors from W2 and show the addition is in W2, but as you see, it's not in there. So it does not satisfy the first condition to be a subspace. So it's not closed under the vector addition, so it's not going to be a subspace of R2. But this here, this satisfies 2 conditions. Vector addition, closed under the vector addition, closed under the scalar multiplication. So it is a subspace. W6 is. Okay, find the vector equation and a parameterized equation of the subspace spanned by the following vectors. Okay, here, you can easily find it. And give a solution by finding the inverse of a coefficient matrix of the system Okay, then from here you found the coefficient matrix, and then do the elementary row operation to find the inverse. If you multiply A inverse, then solution X can be found. Okay. Determine if the homogeneous system has a trivial solutions, then so form a augmented matrix and do the Gaussian elimination, and then you have this. What this have is this has free variables, so you can find one solutions, and it has it has a free variable, so it should have infinitely many non-trivial solutions as well. Check if the following matrix is invertible, and find the inverse by using a property of special matrices. Okay, here for this matrix, so it's invertible. Yes, it's invertible because what? Because it's a product of elementary matrices. Well, there are many ways of this. Inverse matrix is this, so that must be an invertible matrix. So how you can find the inverse matrix? We just multiply find the elementary matrices and multiply those elementary matrices to make identity matrix. So product of those elementary matrix, corresponding elementary matrices, are inverse of a given matrix. So it is an invertible matrix. Find the product by using the property of a special matrix. There. Yeah. Here I gave you three matrices and asked you to product of it, but not by just hand, by the observation. Here, what this means is multiply 2 on the first row, and multiply minus 1/2 on the second row, and multiply minus 5 on the third row. That's what it is. And this is multiply 2 on the first column of this matrix, and multiply minus 1/2 on the first column of this matrix. So which gives you this matrix. Okay? So you can, if you understand the elementary matrix, then you don't have to really do the computation. Yeah, we can observe, and you can find the answer without any difficulties. Okay? Define A, B, C, D, so that A is a skew-symmetric matrix. So A transpose must be minus A. So compare the coefficient, then you will figure out all the scalars. If A is a matrix, 2 by 2 matrix, satisfies this, and then show A can be expressed as this, then what's the value of B? If A is this, then here, what this means is multiply alpha on the first row and add it to the second row. So multiply alpha on the first row and add it to the second row. So that should be same as this. So we can compare this equation to figure out the B here. This is kind of tricky, but it's very simple. It's not the kind of problem that I liked. Okay, but yeah, it will be worse to think about it. P2, if let A be a square matrix, and explain why the following hold. If A contains a row or column consisting of zeros, then A is not invertible. I think we showed it in the textbook already. If you have a zero row, it cannot be invertible. Whenever you multiply any matrix, it still have a zero rows. So it should be invertible. It should not be invertible. So third, if A consists of zero, a row or column which is scalar multiple of another row or column of A, then it is not invertible. Then it is not. Then A is not invertible. Okay. Yes. Actually, yeah, we have not learned the determinant yet, but from the early observations, yeah, we could show this from from the properties of elementary matrices that we have learned. I think I will fix this. Yeah. Okay, so there are some explanations that we will see this once again in chapter 4. How to explain it by using the concept of determinant. But now, yeah, you think about it with the properties of elementary matrices. Let A be an n by n square matrix and discuss what condition is needed to be this. What? If A is invertible, then you can have this. But if not, then it may not be possible. Find the 2 by 2 matrices AB. Explain the relationship with the elementary row operation from A and B. Here you replace the first row and second row, and then you switch it, the first column and second column to have this. Okay. So here I explained the row operation. Actually, I tried to, I wish you to have a feeling of the column operations here. But actually, we only did everything on the row operations because column operation can be done with the row operations when you use the transpose of it. So you don't have another command to find the row column echelon form because you just translate the matrix and do the row operation and reinterpret the answer for the column operations. 무슨 말인지 알죠? 지금 다 로우 오퍼레이션만 배웠죠? 근데 컬럼 오퍼레이션 하는 것은 따로 명령어 만들 필요도 없고 생각할 필요도 없는 게 A를 A 트랜스포즈로 바꿔놓으면 컬럼이 로우가 되지. 그럼 로우에 대해서 쭉 계산할 수 있지. 그 다음 다시 그걸 컬럼으로 재번역하면 컬럼에 대한 답을 줄 수 있죠. 그러니까 컴퓨터에서는 두 오퍼레이션을 따로 생각하지 않고 하나만 하고 이제 필요할 땐 트랜스포즈를 이용해서 해서 답을 주게끔 하는 거예요. Decide if the following four vectors are linearly independent. 네 벡터가 있어요. 리니어 인디펜던트한 거 보이려면 1차 결합으로 묶어서 이 연립방 정식이 트리비얼 솔루션을 가져야만 된다는 걸 보이면 되는 것이죠. 그럼 트리비얼 솔루션 가진 걸 보면 이 행렬에 저기 RRF 구해보면 알죠. 그럼 여기에 프리베리어블이 생기니까 non trivial 솔루션을 가지니까 1차 독립일 수가 없죠. No, this is not this is a linearly dependent. It has infinite many solutions. 자. AX equal B and AX equal C has a solution이면 AX equal B plus C also has a solution because this satisfies it and add it, then X1 plus X2 satisfies this equation. So X1 plus X2 is a solution of this. 그러니까 각각의 연립 방정식에 대한 솔루션 셋을 구하면 이제 변형된 그런 리니어 시스템 오브 이퀘이션에 대한 솔루션 셋을 구하는 게 간단한 문제로 바뀔 수 있다는 소리예요. 다음에 A가 invertible matrix of order n이면 V가 also equal to every rows of A. 자, 이게 앞에서 내가 이미 설명해 준 내용이었죠. 설명을 해줬고 있는 로우 벡터들하고 내적이 다형인 거, 내적 노테이션을 이렇게 썼어요. 다음 이제 아마 이제 마지막인데, 자, prove a necessary and sufficient condition for a diagonal matrix to be invertible is that there is no zero entry in main diagonal. 자, 이게 디터미넌트 인버터블, 이것도 좀 설명을 좀 달리 해야 돼. 가우스 호흡법을 이용해 설명할 수 있는데 이건 디터미넌트를 이용해 설명했는데 이제 금방 4장에서 배울 거니까 이게 인버터블 하려면 어떻게 돼야 돼요? 행렬이 다이아고널 매트릭스가 인버터블 하려면 그러면 RREF가 아이덴티컬 매트릭스가 돼야 되죠. 그러면 DI들이 다 나눠서 1이 돼야 되죠. 그럼 DI가 0이면 나눌 수가 없지. 그러니까 각각의 DI가 다 0이 아니어야 되죠. 그러니까 오케이. 그럼 DI들이만이 0이 아니기만 하면 인버터블이 되는 것이죠. A가 인버터블이고 시메트릭은 그러면 A 인버스도 인버터블이 시메트릭이고 역행렬을 찾을 수 있으니까. 내가 여기서 지금 증명을 몇 개는 디터미넌트를 이용해서 했죠. 그걸 이해하니까 여러분들이 이걸 가우스 소거법이라든지 지금 3장에서 배운 컨셉트로 증명새로 할 수 있겠지? 그렇게 해서 한 번들 올려보세요. 그렇게 생각해보는 것도 수학적으로 좋은 훈련이니까. I think we have still 2 minutes. 자, any questions on chapter 3? Yeah, we will. There are also a student presentation of the solutions of these problems. And also, I recently I got some note from here and there, and one from a student, one from 이게 한국은행의 무슨 과장하는 사람인데 이 사람이 우리가 여러분들이 쓰는 이 책을 이 콘텐츠를 보면서 그동안 MIT 스트레인 교수 강의를 몇 년 동안 듣고 이해하려고 했었던 것을 이 책을 보고 지금 다 이해했대요. 그래서 이 금융공학을 공부를 더 한국은행에 저기 높은 직책에 있는 사람인데 어쨌든 한 생명을 살려준 것 줬다고 고맙다고 하는 코멘트가 와서 내가 여기다 집어넣었어. 그리고 이거는 UC 버클리 학생인데 I became really interested in this book when I was watching the lecture on Jordan Economic Reform and noticed that this textbook you were using seems really well organized. Thank you. And so 여러분이 지금 쓰는 책들은 지금 내용은 굉장히 쉽게 잘 써 있고 디테일하게 돼 있어서 그냥 아무나 봐도 쉽게 이해할 수 있게 된 책이니까 쭉 공부하고 예습을 하고 그러고서는 질문 많이 하고 그렇게 공부하는 게 바람직해요. 그러면 스스로 봐도 공부해서 이해할 수 있게끔 해놓은 거예요. 어쨌든 여러분들이 필요하다면 강의를 뭐 계속 강연을 해주지만 내가 말을 많이 해주는 게 골이 아니라 여러분들이 이해하는 게 문제니까 여러분들이 하는 내용도 Q&A 해가지고 설명 다 해놨으니까 시험 준비하면서 내가 올려놓은 것들에 대해서 코멘트 달고 서로 여러분들이 질문하고 그런 거에 답변하고 하면서 그 과정들을 공부하고 그것들을 모아서 제출하는 게 여러분들의 성적 받는 레포트가 될 거예요. 그러니까 여러분들이 아무것도 참여 안 한 사람은 아무것도 낼 게 없을 거고 그럼 레포트 성적이 0점이 될 거예요. 참여 점수도 0점일 거고. 그러니까 여러분들이 꾸준히 질문하고 답변하고 하면서 능동적으로 공부할 수 있기를 바라요. 자, any questions? Okay, class dismissed.